Hello and welcome to Girl, The Journey Begins With You podcast with your host, Olivia B. Shepherd, your life empowerment mentor. This podcast is the first step to helping you on your journey of recovery, healing, and empowerment. Olivia will have you learning how to take control of your life again. She'll definitely discuss a wide range of topics. You ask, and she tells. If you enjoy this podcast, please tune in every Friday for a new episode wherever you download your podcast.
Hello, and welcome to Girl, Your Journey Starts Here podcast. I'm your host, Olivia B. Shepherd, and your life empowerment mentor. Thank you for tuning in to this week's podcast, where I am dedicated to the empowerment of women and discussing real issues that affect us all. This podcast presents the best content on mental health, self-development, and self-care, and not to mention real talk. So let's jump into today's topic. Now, if you are in my Facebook group, I did this topic as a Wednesday motivation, and it was called, Don't Be Scared, Just Do It. Now, I thought about that particular topic and wanted to talk about that particular topic because I myself was on the fence of wanting to do some things that I wanted to get done, but was afraid. I'm since grown a little bit out of that. I have just decided to just go for it and do anything I needed to do because the only person that mattered was myself. So I did the motivational live video on Wednesday just to give some of the ladies in my group, just some motivation. Go out, stop being scared. If you want to start a blog, go do it. If you want to start a podcast, go do it. If you want to start a Facebook group, go do it. Don't let yourself sit on the sidelines while everybody else is doing things that you want to do. I also gave you a couple of reasons, and one of the biggest reasons why I felt like a lot of people don't go out and do the things that they wanted to do was because of family. Okay, because we are always looking for family to be right there for us, rooting for us. And when we don't have that type of support from people that are close to us, we get discouraged. And I know that that's a lot of the reasons why a lot of people are just scared to go out and do things. So on Wednesday, I just kind of went into, details about how to get yourselves off the fence. Why not worry about, try not to worry about what others think and just go do it. Do it scared. Do it blindly. Just go out there and do it. And I had to also tell my experience that that's how I was feeling. I was scared to get out there and do things because everybody else didn't see me the way I saw my dreams or my visions. My family didn't see it that way. And I was a little taken aback by that. But you know what? I did it. I have decided to just go out there and do it, and I can care less if they support me or not. But today I want to get into 7 ways, or at least I'm going to do maybe 3 or 4 ways that also keep you stuck and scared and keep you from just going on about your dreams and just freaking doing it. Just go do it. Okay, I mean, there's nothing to be afraid of, but I'm going to give you a couple of reasons why maybe certain people don't go out and do the things because they are afraid of things. And hey, it happens. There's nothing to be ashamed of. It happens. It happens to me on a daily basis. Sometimes I am 100% ready to do this podcast, and then the next day I'm like, oh, maybe nobody's gonna listen. And then it's so funny because then I'll get a text message or I'll get a DM or an email from somebody like, hey, we enjoyed your podcast, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, you know what, let me go out here and do this. So I want to give you the first tip about going out there. Stop being scared and just do it. Okay, number 1. What's the worst thing that could happen? What's the worst that could happen? I mean, come on. I mean, you're already going out there taking a risk, but what's the worst that could happen? Okay? You got to overcome your fear to pursue your passion, to pursue your dreams. Okay? So what if you start a blog and nobody likes it? So what? That one person is not the be all end all. Okay. So what you do a Facebook group and only 5 people, join the group. Now I had the same problem with myself about my Facebook group. I have a Facebook group right now. And I don't have that many women in the group, but I also had women that were in the group that got out of the group. At first, I felt some type of way about that. But then I'm like, what's the worst that can happen? I don't care. So what? These people don't have to be in my group. What is the worst that could happen if you go out here and start a couponing class? What's the worst that can happen if you go out here and you take your ASVAB or you're trying to join the military? What is the worst that can happen if you're trying to start a cleaning business? What's the worst that can happen? I mean, whatever's going to happen is going to happen anyway. So why not just go ahead and start what you're doing? Pursue your dreams, pursue your passions. Okay? So what if you fail? You're going to have to fall 1,000 times before you get back up and dust yourself off and keep on going. I think you heard that quote when it comes to the babies, like babies fall down constantly and then they keep getting back up. Even, I guess the little babies that can't walk, but they keep trying again, keep trying again, keep trying again. So be like the baby. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. Eventually, I promise you, I am a product of it. Things will work out, okay? They will work out. And then if you are that afraid or if something does fail, write it down. Maybe the next time when you go out and do what you need to do it differently. So write down what didn't work out, go back and do it differently and see what happens. But at least you did try. Do not give up, okay? So number one, what's the worst that can happen? Don't be scared, just do it. Number two, what could you do to get back on track after you have failed, okay? Let's just say, you went out, you pursued what you wanted to do, you thought about what's the worst that could happen, but you're still on the fence. You're still on the fence about trying to get yourself out there, okay? But when you get off track like that, because I've known myself to get off the track. I'll start something, I'll say I'm going to do something, and then when it doesn't look like it's going to come to fruition because, somebody said that it wasn't, good, or I saw somebody else doing it better, because that's what we tend to do. We tend to see other people doing it better, then we get discouraged. But you know what I do? To get myself back on track, I need you all to do the exact same things. First, like I said, write down the failure of also write down what you can do to make this happen, and then write down, what if I don't make this happen? You make one list of, I need to make this happen. How am I going to make this happen? Then your next list is going to be, if I don't do this, what will happen? And if you got more answers on your right side of what if I don't do this, what can happen, then you know that you need to go out there and do it. Just do it. Stop being scared. Just go out there and do it. Okay? I mean, you're going to fail. So what? You got to stop thinking that failure is so bad. It is not. I have lived that way for so many years. That's why I was so depressed. But failure is not telling you to, in your brain, you're thinking you're a bad person because you failed, but technically you're not. You're not. Okay? Number 3. Another thing that keeps people on the fence and on the sidelines is financially how I'm going to make this come true. Now, I am one of those people right now who's still sort of like on the fence about investing in myself. Okay. Now you will hear several coaches and mentors come to you. I hear it all the time. You need to invest in your business. You need to do this. Now, when I first started my cleaning business, I did invest in my business. And when I say invest in my business, I invested in vacuum cleaners. I would go out and buy a $500 vacuum cleaner because I wanted the best vacuum cleaner, even though I would make that money right back. But I would invest in that because I knew I could make that money back and I didn't have a problem with that. I would go out and buy the best cleaning products. I would go out and do, get the best oven cleaner, something like that because I knew I could make that money back. But when you're trying to pursue, just like my new business, but when you're trying to pursue businesses and try to get them off the ground, you don't want to invest that money into a $3,500 coach or to a $3,500 seminar only to get back home and a whole year you haven't made a dime of that $3,500 back. And I'm gonna tell you, I know that some people will say, well, you got to invest in your business to make money and you got to do this, you got to do that. If you ain't got it, don't do it. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion. I'm not going to go out here and spend $3,500 on a coach or doing all of these classes and all of these groups and all of these masterminds, and then I'm not making any money because the person you are paying is making money. They're making money trying to show you how to make money. Okay? Hell, you can Google that. You can Google that. Okay, I'm sorry to all my coach friends and all of the coaches or mentors that are gonna listen to this, but I'm sorry. If I had it like that, I definitely would pay for different coaches and some mentoring or whatever. But if you cannot afford to spend your money to invest in your business, then you look for ways to be cheap about it. Okay, go on Pinterest and read some books or some articles. Go read a book. Google stuff. And if you do have the money to pursue your dreams and you can chase your dreams all while investing in yourself, please, by all means, go do so. But I am speaking from experience, which I know a lot of my mentees come to me. They want to pursue their dreams, but hell, you just don't have enough money to do all of that. So what I suggest is find cheap ways of doing what you want to do. Don't give up on your dream. Find grants, okay? Have somebody help you write a grant. There are so many grants out here that will give you $200 or $500 or $1,000. If you just write a nice reason why you want to have the grant, what you can do, what you plan on doing with the grant. I mean, there are a lot of organizations out here that especially that help minority women and small businesses. Go to your local small business association in your town. There are a lot of ways that you can come up with money. I'm gonna tell you a lot of things that I did. I sold things. Okay, if you have some things that you need to sell, do a garage sale. If your business is making some things, then hit other people's garage sales or go hit different churches up and be a vendor someplace. You can invest in yourself without spending every penny you have with other people who have already made the money to tell you how to make the money. Sometimes that just doesn't make sense to me. That's why I'm not that type of coach or mentor. I'm not going to tell you, hey, pay me all this money, and I'm going to show you how to make money. That's not my type of thing. I don't get into that because I don't want nobody telling me that. Okay? So I'm sorry to all of my coaches again, but that's just my opinion. Okay? Number 4, what are you putting it off for? Why are you putting off what you want to do? Why? Why are you putting it off? I mean, how many years are you going to wait? A lot of people I hear say, well, I got to wait till my son goes to school or doesn't need me, or I got to wait for the children to do this. How long are you going to wait? Why do you keep putting off your dreams? Now, I myself did go back to school when my son was 16 and didn't need me anymore. So he was already driving. He had a car. He was going to school and I would go to his games and stuff, but he didn't need me as much anymore. So I went back to school to get my associates, and I also went on and got to get my bachelor's. And my son graduated when I got my first degree, and then he was into the military by the time I got my second degree. So that's when I put it off. But what are you putting off right now? Why are you putting off your dreams? Why are you putting your stuff on the back burner when you know that you feel like this time is now? Are you putting it off because of your mom, because of your family, your husband, I understand that, but hell, you putting your dreams off because of them and they're not doing anything. I don't get that. And what did I tell y'all? If you're listening to me and you heard my live, family will always root for your downfall, but not for your come up. Now, to my listeners who have great family relationships, then I'm not talking to you all, and I am happy for you, and I'm a little jealous because I don't have that, and a lot of my listeners don't have that. But if you do have that, I commend you and take advantage of that. So what are you putting it on? Why are you waiting to hold your dreams aside because you're afraid of what your family is going to think? I have told you all repeatedly that you have to put some of your family on the back burner. It is okay to do that. There's nothing in the Bible that says you have to be the straight shooter with your family. It is okay to put your family on the back burner and say, hey, I want to go for what I know. I'm going to stop being scared and I'm just going to do it. I'm going to start this blog. I'm going to start this podcast. I'm going to start this cleaning business. I'm going to be a motivational speaker. So what if your family doesn't want to come see you, hear you speak? Screw them. That's their loss, you know? And I also know that family looks at you differently because they're thinking like your vision and your dreams and your hopes, like, okay, whatever, that's so stupid. Nobody's gonna like you. No, you don't like me. And guess what? Their opinion does not matter. So stop being scared and just go do it. Do everything you want to do regardless. So what if you fail? Get back up like the baby, walk it off, and do it and try again. That's all you can do is try again. Like the first time I said, my first tip, what's the worst that can happen? What is the worst that can happen if you don't? You know what the worst can happen is? If you do not pursue your dreams or your passions or your goals and you see somebody else do it a year from now and you sitting there looking sad and silly because somebody else pursued the dreams you've been thinking about, the dreams you've been putting on paper, the dreams that you have been whispering to God about, all because you are too afraid to get off of the sidelines because of what somebody else is going to think. And again, if it is finances, you all know that you can hit me up. I'll show you the ways that I made some extra money to pay for some things. But don't be scared. Just do it. Just follow your dreams already. So many people are dying so early now, and we're not out here pursuing our dreams. Go out there, do what you want to do, how you want to do it, the way you want it done. And nobody else's opinions matter but yours. And I look forward to seeing, especially all of my mentees. I see some of the ladies in my group that are out there doing it now. And keep up the good work. But don't be scared. There's nothing to be afraid of. It is a scary world, but if we stay off social media and stop comparing ourselves to everybody else, we'll be okay. And stop letting other people get in your head that are doing it the way they're doing it, that want to make you do it the way they already done it. Everybody is different. God made us different for a reason. I'm in the same business as a lot of my coach friends. Instead of being called a coach, I call myself a mentor. Okay? I don't do things the way other people do it. Now, I might not get as much traction as some of these people, but guess what? I just figure my time will come. My time will come. And I'm not going to get discouraged or stay on the sideline because of what is going on with somebody else. So I hope this message, this podcast finds you well this Friday. I just wanted to get on here and kind of talk about this topic because it was kind of near and dear to me. I enjoy telling you all my stories of how I feel because there's nothing to be ashamed of. I used to be scared and some days I still am. But being scared is not going to help you pursue your dreams. Stop being scared, get out there and just do it. There's nothing to be afraid of, I promise. So thank you all for tuning in this Friday. I look forward to hearing your comments. I look forward to any questions you all have. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook at Olivia at Ashes to Beauty. Also on Twitter at Ashes to Beauty 18. On Instagram, Olivia B. Shepherd. You also can read my blog, olivia-b-shepherd.blog. And if you would love to join my group for some motivation, a little cheerleading, a little swift kick in the butt, please look for my Facebook group on Facebook. It is Unleashing Your Mask, Living, Thriving, and Healing from Depression. Much success to you all. Tune in next Friday for a new episode. Bye now.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. Don't forget to submit any questions you have via email or DM on social media. She might just feature your answer on the show. Also, please leave a review and stay tuned for more episodes every Friday.